We begin tonight with an alarming new data from about the safety in our state. The Utah Department of Public Safety's Bureau of Criminal Identification releasing 2020's Crime in Utah report. And ABC4's Jillian Smuckler joining us live from the Capitol. And Jillian, this report shows that the crime numbers in Utah just keep rising.
Yeah, Emily, and these aren't just low-level crimes. These are some of the worst of the worst. So the big question tonight is, what's to blame here? Violence is on the rise across our country, including right here in Utah.
I was expecting to see something like this year as much as I was dreading it.
From 2019 to 2020, Part 1 crimes increased by 5%, property crimes went up 6%, robberies 5%, motor vehicle thefts up 34%, and homicides increased 44%.
I was actually more surprised that the numbers weren't higher than they are.
So what's to blame for the spike in cases?
Is it some broader cultural psychological trend? Is it a concrete resource question? Those are the types of things that I'm really interested in digging into and finding out.
Some believe it's a direct result of the criminal justice reforms that Utah passed in 2015.
Years ago in 2015, certain crimes were felonies. And with that felony, if you were convicted of that felony, you had some skin in the game to be back to court. You had probation or parole or a lot of different things that kept somebody a little bit in check as much as they could when they decide to commit a crime.
Sheriff Chad Jensen says the Justice Reinvestment Initiative, or JRI, has created a system that puts defendants' rights over victims.
We're just catching and releasing criminals, people who would make victims of other people and really not holding them accountable to anything.
Specific reforms included downgrading all first and second-time drug possession convictions from felonies to misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors don't mean to somebody what a felony means to somebody. That's the biggest problem.
While the director of the Utah Sentencing Commission says this report is concerning,
I think that there's a tendency to look at anything that someone doesn't like about criminal justice in the last 10 years and say, that's JRI, this is JRI. The data from 2015 to 2019 showed fairly flat and even decreasing violent crime in some years with a few ebbs and flows, but mostly flat for violent crime. We didn't see this huge spike until 2020.
Chief Jensen says staffing shortages in law enforcement aren't helping.
And when you have agencies who are down half their staff, a quarter of their staff, who can't respond to calls, what do they expect?
In the meantime, he wants legislatures to reevaluate the criminal justice system.
It's worth considering what we can do about a fairly small number of offenders who use a lot of our resources by going in and out of the system so many times. And I think that we're interested in trying to figure out what we can do about that.
And it's important to note there will be a listening tour on the Justice Reinvestment Initiative, and it's proven to be a controversial topic. That's why they're going to have state leaders listen to people's thoughts and concerns to figure out what's best moving forward. And there will be 8 events, and the first one is this coming Thursday. And of course, we will have everything you need to know on our website on abc4.com. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Jillian Smuckler, ABC4 News.